Dave is with us in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Thanks for having me on this afternoon.
Good to have you, sir. How can we help?
Yes, I am currently looking at purchasing the company that I work for. We have 4 full-time staff members, 2 part-time staff members. We're a commercial contractor. We work in general trades in schools, in the public school sector, and also for the government. And one of the big issues that's come up through this purchasing is that the full-time field guys no longer want to work for a new owner, whether it's me or somebody else. And I am questioning whether I should continue with the purchase and rebuild the team or move on.
What's their problem?
I think it's frustration with the previous ownership over the years, and I feel like this is their point of leaving and getting that frustration out because it's a new transition.
And who have they communicated this to, you or the former owner?
Kind of through me in different ways, just in communications before the talks of ownership was made. You could just kind of hear it through the conversations with the crews and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Crews. I thought there were 4 employees.
We had 6 guys in the field. Within the last 3 months, our field crew has went down to 2. So 4 of those 6 have already left.
Okay. And they didn't leave, obviously. They left because of the current owner, not you. Okay.
Correct.
And so you have 2 in the field.
Correct.
And 2 in the office?
Yes.
The 2 in the office don't want to stay?
Well, one of those is me and one of those is the owner.
Okay. So it's 2 whole employees.
Correct.
Dude, do you want to own a business or not? I mean, those guys, the tail doesn't get to wag the dog. I would sit down and have a cup of coffee with them and say, boys, this is getting ready to go down. I'd love to work with you. Let's talk about how that can happen. Or if you want to hit the road, Jack, we'll work that out too. And I'll get another one that looks just like you.
Yep. No, I appreciate it. That makes sense. That's why I wanted to ask someone that has the experience with doing it.
Yeah.
And making those transitions and making the hard decisions and
there's a weird dichotomy that we have to walk when we're a leader. A real leader serves the team, but sometimes the best way to serve the team is allow them to be somewhere else.
Yep, that makes sense.
And sometimes the best way to serve the team is do what's right for the business so that the business is able to pay the team, even if the team doesn't necessarily understand that at the moment. And so it's good to communicate and sit down and listen. But so I'm here to serve you, but I'm not here to be subservient to you. And so you get to have input to the extent that you're part of the team and we're trying to pull the wagon together up the hill. We all got our shoulder to the wheel. We're all doing this. But to the extent that you're just trying to figure out how you get to tell everybody else what to do, like you got confused about whose name's on the building. And so that doesn't serve the team well. It doesn't serve the customers of the business well. It doesn't serve the future team well for someone to have inordinate power or to think they have inordinate power from the seat of a team member. So you've got power by influence and by persuasion, not by throwing your weight around, because you don't have that much weight.
Right.
And so I would sit down with them very kindly and go, look, I would love to work with you guys, but if you have no desire to work here when I take this over, let's talk about that now, and I'll help you. I mean, I've heard this, but I'd like for us to sit down and figure out how we can have a fresh start, because if you go somewhere else, dude, you're going to have a fresh start. And if you and I can sit down and figure out what the new culture of this place looks like, and you speak into that, and you speak into how we're going to run the place and serve the customers, you're a valuable team member. I'd love to have you. But you objecting to the sale is not going to keep the sale from happening. You need to know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't think that's unkind or belligerent or but it just lets folks know where they stand. I mean, this is what we are going to do, and the only question now is, do you want to be a we?
Yep, exactly.
We kind of went through that with some of the COVID stuff. We had 25 or 30 people quit because I said, we are going to work in the office at Ramsey. We work from the office. We're WFO instead of WFH, right? We don't work from home. We work from the office. And so, and we work while we're in the office too, and that stuff. And so, some folks didn't want to do that because they were afraid, or they were mad, or they were whatever. And I can't make them. This is America. It's a free country. Can't but I can say this is what we are going to do. If you'd like to come, we'd like to have you, as long as you leave your bad attitude outside and bring your full self to the game. Let's go. And some of them said, I don't want to work in a place that goes back to work after COVID. And we're back at work and have been since very early in the process, and haven't lost a single employee, by the way. But I mean, that you see the point. I mean, it could be something else. It could be we are, this is the way we're going to do marketing. Well, I don't want to do marketing that way. Okay, then you're not a we. And I'm sorry. I wish you would, but I can't. I'm looking out for the whole thing, serving the whole thing, including the customers, the other team members. And so your vote does not carry that much weight, so much weight that we're going to say, oh, wait a minute, if Joe's going to leave, if Henry's going to leave, then we can't do this. And so, I mean, it's just two people, get you two more. I mean, it's not like you're going to lose 200, like there's some kind of mutiny on the bounty or something here. So I hope you don't. I'll guarantee you, if you'll sit down with the right kind of attitude, add a cup of coffee and listen, have a listening tour when you start this, and go, look, I really want you here, but we are doing this. And if you're here, you get to speak into how we do it. You get to speak into this and that, and I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna carry your opinion, whatever. I'm not the other guy. I might be worse than him in some ways. I might be better than him in some ways. I don't have to run him down, but it's going to be new sheriffs in town, and I'll bet you might retain both of them if you go at it with that angle, because you might be surprised. They just wanted somebody to finally listen to them. That could be what it is, but listening to them is not the same as doing what they say. There's two different things. So, hey man, that's a really good question. If you're supposed to own this business, Dave, go own it.